what a weekend New York Comic Con was. By far, it was amazing. Let's go ahead and take a look at what I got from the con. Hey, what's up everybody? It's me, Izzy, and I hope you had a great time at the con if you were able to go. If you weren't able to go, then there was a lot of stuff that you missed out, but we took an opportunity to record some items while during the show. So if you like what you see here, make sure you like, subscribe, you know the deal, and leave a comment. Let me know which is your favorite item that I picked up at the show. Before we get started with what I picked up at the show, I just want to share with you my experience with New York Comic Con. My experience with New York Comic Con is a love-hate relationship, as is with most conventions, right? However, I know that New York Comic Con is the Northeast version of San Diego Comic Con. It's just as big, it's just as exciting, it's just as impactful as San Diego. And one of the things I always know about New York Comic Con is that it is a pop cultural event. So it's not just about comic books, it's about manga, anime, it's about film, it's about TV, it's about pretty much everything, books. So there's a lot going on in Comic-Con, I understand that, but give love to the indie creators that work extremely hard to make it to the show. This is like a big opportunity for them to get recognized, to get noticed, and give love to those that are in Artist Alley as well, because those are the guys who paved the way for what we do here and what we are going through in this New York Comic Con. So I have to say, this by far was one of my favorite New York Comic Cons in many years. Like I said, I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with them. But this year, I've had a blast. I enjoyed every moment of it. I came home extremely tired, extremely worn out, but I was ready for the next day. And now, let's take this opportunity to take a look at the showroom floor and what I got recorded. So, watch the video. let's take an opportunity to take a look at all the items I picked up at the show. I picked up books from panels as well as New York Comic Con exclusives that I really wanted to get. Now, for some of them, I don't have them because I send them off to CGC to get graded for a specific reason. Among them is Big Time Collectible Superman 78. So let's go ahead and just show the video of the image. There you go. Right? That book, absolutely thought it was gorgeous. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was magnificent. Another book that I don't have with me right now that I went to get signed and graded was X-Men 130. That's the first appearance of Dazzler. You've probably seen some photos of me getting the signature from the one and only Chris Claremont. And finally, an amazing Spider-Man comic, one of the more recent ones, but this features the artwork of David Finch, which was already signed, and I was able to get the signature verified through CGC. So that book is also going out there for grading purposes. One of the things I thought that was really cool about the convention, and it's a little controversial to say the least, is that CGC was offering a specific label with the New York Comic Con logo attached to it. I figured if there was an exclusive or if I received a signature at the show, then why not get that label? It's a bit of history there. So there you have going. And once those come in, I'll make sure you guys see it. So let's get started with what I have in my pile here. It's a pretty big pile, and I hope we're going to go as quickly as possible. Starting with the program. So here is the program. I love the program. I like the fact that it has this magazine style. This is the cover of Spider-Man Gang War that's coming up pretty soon. It's one of the major events that are coming up. So I got this program, of course. Also, I was at the Lunar breakfast. I was surprised that there was a breakfast for retailers. I was able to go into there and sit down, listen to some of the cool things that they got going on. I was able to get some freebies from it. Among them, I got this cool Luke Skywalker right there. Also, Stranger Things #1. Those are all part of a free giveaway package that they gave us. Harley Quinn #1. So you have that cover. Right, and with Harley Quinn, they also gave us a blank. I always love getting blanks, so this is going to be a fun blank to get. They also gave us from Tom Taylor, Superman, Son of Kal-El. That's a cool cover. Here's another really good book that they gave us. The Tale of the Batman Gotham by Gaslight. It's a nice little facsimile of the book. And on to the good stuff from the panels, right? So they made the announcement, Jeff Johns made an announcement that they are starting up a new company called Ghost Machine. And among them, they gave us a few items. Here is the Ghost Machine ash can. Now, this is an ash can. This is the size of an ash can. So that was part of the panel. Also, another new company, a creator company, and they were explaining a little bit about how this company is. It is a creator-owned company, so you get to keep the rights of your characters, but you also get a stake in the company, which I think that's new and a little bit different. The book they gave us was the ash can of Somana. I can't even say it. It's a flip book, so it has both sides. So they gave us that. That was also part of it. And the highlight of this particular panel was Kid Cudi. For those of you who don't know Kid Cudi, he is a famous rapper. I've never listened to Kid Cudi, so I don't know his work. All I do know is that he's a massive comic book fan. He is also a fan of Andy Kaufman. So he took comics and Andy Kaufman and he put him into this book that he's about to release here. And it is called Moon Man. He gave us a ash can. And he also signed the book. So the book came in signed. So thank you, Kid Cudi. All right, so those were from Lunar. I also went to the Marvel booth. At the Marvel booth, they were doing an insider spin the wheel, and I did obtain a a few things in there. So I did get a lanyard, and it was a Just Jeff lanyard, and I received a It's Jeff pin. I love them. I rock them with. But they also gave us a variant of Guardians of the Galaxy, And if you pay attention, there's Jeff. So you guys know how much I love Jeff. So there you have that. All right. Also on Friday's panel, there was a Marvel panel, and they were doing Spider-Man Gang War. They were talking about Spider-Man Gang War, the latest crossover event that Spider-Man's going to have. So they did provide us with the black and white book. And this is the same image that is on the program. So you can see that. Okay. And the next day, they also had another panel, what's new, and this was from the panel with the artists. So it was Fanfare, Marvel Fanfare. It had some great stuff. It had John Romita Jr., Frank Miller was in the panel, Steve McNiven was in the panel, and amongst others. And with it, they also gave us a design character for God's #1. Finally, there was another Marvel panel that I attended, and in the Marvel panel, they provided us as well with a book, and that was the book for the latest crossover event that is going to happen all the way in May. So they gave us a reveal variant from Avengers, I want to say issue 6. I'm not sure, it just came out, but it is a variant done by Lanil Yu, and that is for Bloodhunt. So let's go ahead and pop that picture right there. And that one came in. That book is now gone, so I don't have it with me. I was able to get that book to someone that didn't want it, so I'll leave it at that. But I also was able to go to not one, but 2 different panels. Both panels were Robert Kirkman panels. The first one was at the show, and the other one was at the Paley Center, which was happening that Saturday night. So the Paley Center is a small center. It's a film museum in a nutshell, and they show screenings and stuff. And in this screening, I was able to see a screening of Adam Eve, the trailer for Invincible #2, and they talked a little bit about it. But the next day, there was the Energon Universe panel, and they talked a little bit about Transformers and the upcoming G.I. Joe books that are on their way. So, Cobra Commander, we got a little insight of what's to expect from it. But you got it, I got it, and that is the Ash Can of Duke #1. This is the book that they were giving away at the panel, and I was able to obtain a copy of it. Then also, I was able to work with eBay. So eBay is now doing eBay Live, which is similar to what we know as Whatnot, and they were doing drops throughout the show. So in some of them, you will purchase the book on eBay Live, and then you will be able to go to the booth to pick up the book. And that's the case for this book here. The book that I was able to obtain was the Cobra Commander variant. So now I got the Duke and the Cobra Commander, so that's pretty sweet. Also, I was able to get the Transformers variant, the foil of Daniel Warren Johnson, so that was great. However, they're going to ship that one out to me. So let's go ahead and see a picture of it right there. All right. Now, this video wouldn't be complete when it talked about panels if it wasn't for this panel here. So I got to give credit to where credit's due, to my boy Dirt, who's watching this video, I'm sure. And he told me that Todd McFarlane was going to do a panel at New York Comic Con. Well, Todd McFarlane was not available at New York Comic Con, but he was able to send a present over to anyone in attendance to the panel. So for the first 250 people in attendance, they will receive a Spawn sampler signed by Todd McFarlane himself. And I'm here to show you the book. And that it is. This book went for at least $500. I saw it go as high as $1,000 on eBay. So thankfully, somebody was able to obtain a copy, and this is their copy that I'm sending out to them. So thank you so much. But you guys get to see a little close-up of that book. Great, great book. All right, now let's go on to the New York Comic Con exclusive. So there was a lot to digest, and a lot to pick. And as I mentioned before, huge shout out to Big Time Collectibles, Comic Exposure, Epic Nation, Eastside Comics, The Comic Mint, Unknown Comics. There's so many I might be forgetting. NRG. Thanks to all of you guys who so great and were able to help me obtain the books I was looking for. Spectral Comics is another one I want to do. So let's go ahead and start talking a little bit more about the different exclusives I picked up. Now, I picked up this exclusive for Paul Cook from Sector 2815. He wanted a Batman foil. Well, he got a Batman's foil, courtesy of the Comet Mint. This is going out to you, Paul. You'll be seeing it soon. It's going to be in your box coming really soon. So he wanted 2 copies, so you only need to see one. All right, so we got that, friends. I'll put that to the side there. I also picked up a book at Artist Alley. Now, many people say Duo Powerbomb is the best story of last year, and I will agree to. I mean, it's one of the best stories of last year. However, this story is the story that I personally fell in love with. It was original. It was like, why no one's done this story before? And that's 8 Billy Genies. And the writer Charles Soule and Ryan Brown released a special one shot called 8 Billy Genies Wish World, and they signed a copy of the book. So here it is, guys. 8 Billion Genies Wish World signed. And let's get that signature a little closer there by the creative team behind the book. I can't wait to read this book, so it's going to be great. All right. Okay, another vendor I went to was Spectral Comics. Spectral Comics has some great comic books, some really good stuff. There was one book that I needed to have in my collection because I do collect several foils. And yes, this is a foil, guys. This is the Batman Returns special foil from Spectrum Comics. Gorgeous cover. I love this cover. Pick that one up. All right. Next on our list here, and I'm going to just put this in a little order here. I'm going to talk about our friends over at Comic Exposure. Now, Comic Exposure, I did manage to help them out a little bit over the week and the show. And this book that I have here is actually a prize winning for Chris the Comic Vet, who won this book. I'm very happy to be getting ready to send this book out to him as a special thank you for watching the Izzyverse and being part of it. So we do have a copy of Silver Surfer Ghost. I believe it's Ghost World, issue number 5, but it is the homage issue right there. Isn't that beautiful, guys? That is a gorgeous, gorgeous book. All right. Now, this book I picked up over at Carnivore Comics. This was in collaboration with Comic Tom 101, who, if you saw, we did take a photo. We did take a photo with him and the Comic Men and everybody else that we got. There's a lot of photos out there. This was one that DJ Links himself was like, that is fire. And I agreed with him entirely. And I had to pick up my copy of this book. And it is the Lee Bergamino Swamp Thing #1. This is the reprint, but look at how gorgeous this book is. It presents extremely well. It's a virgin copy, limited to 1,000. So I have one of 1,000. I love the way Carnivore, they put it in their marlards. Okay. Next up is a book that from a famous artist, and this is an homage to a famous piece that came out in the 90s. Everyone knows X-Men #1, done by Jim Lee and Scott Williams. Well, this guy decided to do an homage to that, and there were subsequent books that came along with it, the different types of covers, because it was originally 4 pieces. But at the end of it all, there was supposed to be a gatefold, and this is the exclusive. Comes out in Fall of X #26, and that is the Alex Ross gatefold comic. So this opens up to show all different covers, and I was able to grab one there. All right. Our next set of books that I'm going to show you, I picked up over at Eastside Comics. Eastside Comics were great. The guy that was there, I gave him a bottle of water. He was like, yo, I'll hook you up with something. And he wanted to hook me up with something else. And I was like, yeah, it's okay. It's no problem. And I won't share what that was, but it was really good. He also had a famous artist, one of the, I wouldn't say up and comer, but one of the hottest artists right now. And that is John Jang. And it's great meeting John. John's a great guy. He's a phenomenal guy. No matter what CJ tells you. Happy birthday, CJ, by the way. Comic Journey. Shout out to Comic Journey. I picked up this one because I thought this was a great book. It's not really an exclusive to the com, but I had to grab it because who doesn't love some good old Snake Eyes? So look at that Snake Eyes cover by John Jay. That's what we call in our world fire or banger, right? And yes, I did pick up an exclusive, and that is the Spider-Man 16 no, is it 16 or 14 or 13? I think it's 13. I think it's 13. The homage of Spider-Man 13 with the black costume. Beautiful. Right. Next book I picked up was from Unknown Comics. This thing, the minute I saw it, I immediately said, I want this cover. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece of artwork. So excited to have a copy of it. It's done by a tremendous artist. You might know him as Nathan Zersey, and he provided the cover of this Iron Man book. Features the wedding dress, the gown of Emma Frost. Gorgeous piece of art. All right, and those were my New York Comic Con exclusives. I got 2 more books I need to share with you. But before I share with you those books here, I'm going to share with you something else I bought. I did buy a comic book here and there. I did buy another copy of X-Men Annual 13. Right there features the first cover appearance of the one and only Jubilation Link. So if you know, you know, of course. So I picked that book up. I also picked up another book now. Now these books I got put to the side. I picked up another book that has Jubilee in the cover, but I'm not going to share with you just yet what it is because there's something very important about that book. But I did manage to get a surprise pack. So what we're going to do right now is that we're going to open up this surprise pack of books. I have no idea what it is, but it had a very special $10 price tag, and I said I can't. How could I not, right? So you're going to see my reaction to this opening. Okay, so it could be anything, guys. It could be the greatest books in the world. It could be the worst books in the world. Either way, how can you go wrong with $10? You know what I'm saying? It's $10 worth of comics. So let's start it off and let's open it up. And we got here Guy Gardner #4. Cool. Little Guy Gardner. I can smell the paper. So nice. All right, so you get that, okay, that lighting there. There we go. That's perfect. All right. We got another comic book here. This one's not bagged. And it is Captain Atom 21. Captain Atom 21. All right. Not bad. Okay. Oh, this is a nice one. This is Batman 463. Now, again, this is $10 worth of comics. It's okay. All right. We got another one coming up. Oh, I actually have a copy of this book. And that was X Factor 75, the new team. Haven't takes over. This is a nice one. Got some Bronze Age stuff here. The Man Called Nova issue 24. Okay. Nice, I like that. Interesting one. From Malibu Comics, you got Star Trek Deep Space Nine issue #4. Okay. Oh, typical 90s comics. Harbinger #21 from Valiant Comics. Okay. And our last book here, X-Men Classic 102. Interesting cover. There you go, right there. So those are from my mystery bags. And nothing's extremely standing out, but it's $10. Why not? All right. Now let's talk about 2 very important books. And the reason why I left these 2 books for last is because of the upcoming Comics Curing Cancer event that's going on this weekend. I will be part of the Comics Curing Cancer event on 4:30 on Friday Eastern Time. We're going to be doing a sketchy show. We're going to have a couple of artists be joined, and we're going to do all proceeds of that show is going to be going to the event, to Comics Curing Cancer. And I did approach a friend of mine, an artist that's a great friend of mine. And during the weekend, we talked a little bit about the event. He was like, yeah, I want to help out in some way. And I'm very happy to announce that we are going to be giving away this book at the sketchy show for all those people who put a donation in. And this will be a prize wheel giveaway for the sketchy show. So if you are watching the sketchy show and you leave a super chat or super sticker of any kind, of any size, it's going to automatically enter you in to win this book, which is done by a good friend, Ben Harvey of Legion of X #8, but it's a special Jubilee remark. We're giving this book away, guys. As much as I want to keep it because you guys know how much I love Jubilee, I have to part ways with this book, and I'm going to give this book away. Finally, the last book I want to show you is the book I picked up from our good friend Matt Wilson. Matt Wilson did a cover for a book from Vault Comics, and we have the book right here for Unnatural Orders #1, and it is signed. Now, this book is still available online. You can purchase this book online by DJ Link's site. It's limited to 250 copies, but the great thing is that this was given to us by Comic Mint and Vault Comics, and all proceeds will go to Comics Curing Cancer. So here's the book. Here's what it looks like, and there's the signature. And go support the community. More importantly, support those that fight against cancer. There you have it, guys. That was a long haul, and I hope you enjoyed this long as much as I enjoyed making it. Until next time, I'll see you soon. Excelsior.